Hey folks, it's me, Justin from CamModelAgency.com, and today I want to be talking about growing your subs with Reddit. And this kind of focuses primarily on like growing a premium social media account, OnlyFans, IsMyGirl, what have you, Frisk. However, I mean, if you're working in like a webcam modeling industry, if you're a spicy masseuse, whatever the case is, you can take what I'll be talking about today and apply it to your industry and your promotion repertoire, your promotional toolbox, if you will. So let's talk about what you're going to learn today. First, you're going to learn why Reddit is such a goldmine for gaining new subscribers and new followers. You're going to learn how you can use Reddit to grow your fan base, and the power of owning your own subreddit, how that can help you, how that puts you in control instead of leaving your content in somebody else's hands for them to do the promotion for you. So let's just get into it. So let's talk about why Reddit is such a gold mine for posting and promoting your content. As of May 2020, it is the 19th most visited website in the US and the world. I don't know the exact numbers, but what that translates to is a metric fuck ton of people to get in front of as far as promoting. There are very niche communities on Reddit that you can post and promote to that are very specific, and for the most part I'm gonna be talking about body type here, but there's anything you can think of. There's a subreddit with a community around it. So you might see that there's r/boobs, which is kind of the general breast subreddit, but then you got r/A cups, r/B cups, and it goes down the line for those really, like I said, those really refined niche communities that you can focus in on and, for lack of better words, quote unquote, take over. Reddit, it's super easy to sign up and start posting. There's no really crazy requirements. You pick a username, probably the same username as your performing name or your account name, your @ whatever. That way there's some continuity there. And I really wish I still had the survey in front of me. I gotta look for it again, but I think it was like in the OnlyFans advice subreddit, where there was a survey and it was like something like 70-80% of users, premium social media users, grew their accounts with Reddit by doing promotions on Reddit. And next I'll talk about how you can start doing that. All right, so let's get to the meat and potatoes and talk about using Reddit to grow your accounts, your subscription accounts, your webcam profile, your website, your whatever, your spicy masseuse business. So I don't know if I explained it, in full earlier about Reddit and its subreddits. Basically, Reddit as a whole is just, the website. It's made up of smaller communities called subreddits, in which, if you're interested, say you're interested in, Pokemon. There's the main Pokemon subreddit, which is kind of just a catch-all. Then there's like the competitive Pokemon. There's trading for the video games. There's all these micro communities, even part of the micro community that just get more refined and niche down. So you can really hone in on an audience. And I mean, with that also, there's plenty of adult or not safe for work subreddits. So apologize for these bullet points, they're a little out of order, but there's the popular ones, which are /Gone Wild, which is just like amateur porn. You can post the selfies or whatever on there. r/Bigger Than You Thought, which is kind of one for large-breasted women that, more or less they just wear baggier clothing, so it's hard to tell that they have large breasts. r/Ass, which is exactly what it sounds like. And then Rate My Boobs, again, exactly what it sounds like. Now the thing with all subreddits, you got to read the sidebar to see if they're seller friendly. You don't just go in there and post, hey, subscribe to my OnlyFans with a picture. You're gonna get banned with the quickness. That's not how you go about it. There's a certain strategy that goes into it. Again, I apologize for these being out of order. So there's also more niche subreddits. For example, there's r/boobs, which is breasts. But there's also B cups, there's huge boobs, there's weird boobs, there's come on tits. There's so many different micro communities that the most successful performers or models going on Reddit and promoting are in those micro communities. The big ones are big for a reason. They've been around for, some of them up to a decade at this point. They've been around for a long time, but the communities aren't necessarily interested in paying for content or being promoted to. So again, make sure if you see any subreddit you're interested in posting on, make sure you read the sidebar, see what the posting requirements or restrictions are, and play by their rules. You're in their house, you need to respect the rules, or you can get banned with the quickness, but you don't really want to get banned because the thing with the adult subreddits is that a lot of the big ones, the massive ones, are moderated by a small group of users and accounts. So if you get banned from one subreddit, you might end up getting banned from 10, 15, 120 other ones just because they know that you're only there to promote. So make sure if they say you can only post, once every 24 hours, only post once every 24 hours. Don't even try to sit there and squeeze into. Just play by the rules. You respect them, they're going to respect you. Everybody wins at the end. So there's that. So let's talk about finding these niche communities. The thing with Reddit is the search function on it is absolutely terrible. So we're going to do a little bit of Google foo to find those communities based off whatever niche you're trying to target. So you're going to do a search on Google that includes site:reddit.com. And what that does is whatever search result you get only includes reddit.com. If you know of any other communities, you can do this for any other website. Site:website.com. And you're just going to include whatever niche you're trying to target, whatever feature that you're trying to promote. So in the image I just did site:reddit.com and then boobs, and B cups, huge boobs, rate my boobs, cosplay boobs, weird boobs, titty drop. There are more subreddits about boobs than anything else, I'm guessing. So it's a good way to find those smaller communities that aren't necessarily popping up on the front page every day. Probably one of the best things you can do once you start creating content, performing, whatever the case is to own your own subreddit. Okay. So along with having your account, your username, whatever related to your performing name, you also want to have your r/, because the last thing you want is some other schmuck, owning that, posting your content, leading those people to some other website where they're making money off of your content. And I mean, the thing with just being in the adult industry, once you start, people are going to be looking for more. They're going to be searching Google. They might be looking for your subreddit. Like I said earlier, it's the 19th most visited website in the world. So once you start, you need to own your shit. The same way you get your Twitter name, your Instagram name, you need to own your own subreddit. And I'd say it's just a step above your social media, but like below having your own website as far as ownership goes. You're in control of what gets posted. You're in control of who can post, who can comments, whatever. If somebody's being disrespectful, you can kick them out. If somebody's posting your premium content, you can ban them. It's so much better for you as the performer, as the model, to own it instead of having somebody else have control. And on top of that, you can do they're called announcements, which basically means if you have an IsMyGirl account, an OnlyFans, whatever, you can pin it at the top of the subreddit, and it's there working for you 24/7, 7 days a week, driving people to your page so they can get converted to subscribers. And again, it's super easy to create a subreddit. It's straightforward, and again, once you start, it's working for you. It's working for you 24/7. I've grown a number of subreddits of my own, and again, traffic, constant traffic. Trust me. If you don't own your own subreddit, you're wrong. So that's what we got today. Of course, if you have any questions, the comments are open. If you find this video useful, you can do the YouTube things or whatever, liking it, sharing it, subscribing or something. But thank you, and have a great rest of your day.